Alright, so not exactly the adventure we had planned. Besides being covered in pollen, we're a little bit broke down. Found out it's a little bit of a fuel issue. We're pumping air somehow. But also, the battery, after multiple tries trying to start it, has no power. So, we're in the process of figuring everything out. But in the meantime, it sure looks good up on this dock, and we're comfortable. So the adventure continues. Boat day. Oh, reliable. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, so we're going to do a couple more lake tests without changing anything. And the fuel issue is resolved. The engine's running real smooth now. Alright, so we've had just a heck of a time with this fuel system. I haven't posted it in a while. Maybe somebody can give me some ideas. The one flaw that everybody talks about that I've read in these 7.3s is you cannot have any air in the fuel system. And so yesterday had another test at the lake, and I'm still getting air bubbles. Let me show you what I got. Alright, so we put in this piece of vinyl tubing. It goes down and attaches to our return fuel rail. That goes through each and every injector, has a crossover, and goes back to the fuel tank. And the air bubbles are coming from right here by the fuel filter, and they're traveling down to the return rail, not coming up. This is the high pressure fuel pump down in here. And a couple of guys that I've seen, they'll put these vinyl tubes in different places to help diagnose where the air is coming from. The only thing, fuel comes to that tube through this little piece here, circle. It's got another little cap here for a Schrader valve, and then it comes, but this is where it comes into the filter. Comes out of the filter and goes down to the high pressure fuel pump down there. So, with air showing up right here, it has to be before this. I just swapped out the fuel lifting unit. There it is, the new one. Tighten down those connections right there. That is a flange type connection. This up here is a flange type connection. Possibly I'm sucking air right there. The idea being that fuel pump went bad, and all of the pull for the fuel is coming from that pump only. Anyway, we'll try that. If that doesn't work, then I have to replace, not too expensive, but this hardware right here. Anyway, let's see what we got. I'm going to try and start it right now. Here's an interesting little note. Ford changed the shape of the lift pump's arm. Not sure when they did this, but don't be freaked out when you open up that package. so I also forgot I gotta charge the batteries. But you can see here the bubbles, now that I shut the engine off, they're coming back up. They just shoved a bunch of these bubbles down there. So I wasn't even getting that yesterday, as far as, because I wasn't able to turn the engine over. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, it says we got enough amps, or excuse me, volts. So we're gonna charge the glow plugs for 10 seconds. And here we go. Alright, so we solved the fuel issue problem finally. And you'll see in our video when we take it to the lake, it's running great. But the issue was we're picking up a piece of debris in our fuel tank. So we made a sock out of aluminum window screen. And it's running like a champ now. So now we get to do some more little fun things, and I'll show you some other projects that we worked on. Some worked, some didn't, but talk to you soon. And there's the design of our new prop. This one's got a 32 inch in a revolution, 32 inches of advancement in a revolution, and the blades are scimitar shaped, giving you a little wider cut through the water. So this will be kind of like a test number 1. Alright, so we're going to weld up our propeller today. We've created this little jig. This is a bung that's going to hold it the right distance up off the deck here and center it with the correct diameter. And then this is a 37-degree wedge. And we've got it laid out on the table. I don't know if you can see that pin line right there. And that will hold everything. Once we get it all squared away, that'll hold the blade. Back up a little bit. That'll hold the blade at the right angle and the right distance away from the hub. I'll show you what we're talking about. So, we got our first blade put up in the jig. It lines up right there. We're going to beat on it a little bit. All new boats have that. Anyway, we're going to give it a shot. Watch your eyes.
Is that possible?
Alright, so we lost power, and I think we figured the problem out.
Oh, there's no need to get in the water.
Alex did that. I told him it wasn't good to chew aluminum, and that is what
I got hungry, you see.
Okay, alright, so yeah, we're kind of diagnosing what happened here. Some of the pitting from the hub means that the hub tore out. Right there you have the weld, right there, where the weld broke. And then this piece over here, on the back side of that, is a piece of the plate. So the plate also tore. It just tore. It's gone. That's what happened. The forces that this prop generated shredded itself. So we're going to go back to the bronze one for a little bit until we figure out something else. Yeah, I noticed that too. It just pulled off the... Here's the idea of what we're going for. It'll sit up on top of the upper part of the upper station, upper helm station, and provide a mast light and then a spot for a radar. We're ready to weld up our arch, so wish us luck.
Okay, now.
Alright, so here is our... Alright, so here's our radar arch. We've mounted it with this hardware that we had on the boat already. It's got a little cam lock. Folded down, folded across the front of the upper helm station. And this one is unlocked at the moment. So we're gonna go ahead and raise it up. Just like that.
Right there?
And there's the final product. Radar arch. Oh, we also got the ladder on. Here's that radar arch all lit up at nighttime. Alright, I think we're working so far. We got the poles out. I'm up here on the upper helm station, just hanging out on the lake. There's some thunderheads building.